Have you ever seen some of my clocks say universal flag of Allah's 5%? It's one or two of them in there. I don't argue that at one point we were in Allah's 5%. I don't have a problem with that. So what I do on my add-on lessons, I put FKA, formerly known as.
I see. That's another issue. Some brothers don't even...
I don't care.
Right.
I don't care.
I'm just mentioning that.
But you're right. When I say I don't care, I'm not going to argue with the next person. If you want to be called Allah's 5%, just remember something now. Allah's 5%, nowhere in that degree, that 16th degree, do they say they God. Show me where in that degree does it say they are God. They teach
that they God.
They teach. I didn't ask you. Anybody can teach.
Yeah, right.
You mean? Where in that degree does it say who are the 5% poor by planet Earth? They are the ones who are God. Nowhere in it does it say that. Mm-hmm. So when Beloved wrote The Bomb, the greatest story never told, he said the Father said, and I think it was 68 or 69, I think it was 69, before you turn the essence, he said the Father said that we are no longer be known as Allah's 5%, but be known as the nation of gods on earth. Mm-hmm. That's upgrading us. Mm-hmm. He said we no longer be known as the 5%, because as a 5% you could be almost anything. Mm-hmm. As long as you're teaching and you're doing this, you can be that. Right. You could be black, white, male, female. You could be from any state, any universe. As long as you're doing what that degree say, you could be it. So if you want to be Allah's 5%, you want to be a 5% or whatever, I'm good with that. I teach the nation of gods and earth. And the reason why, because that's what I was taught. And just sit back and think about it. What's so hard about seeing you as a nation of gods and earth? We are a nation composed of
gods.
Hold up first. Chosen males who are referred to as God. Chosen females who are referred to as earths. We didn't say every female and every male. We are the chosen and few. So what's so hard about being a nation of gods and earth? What's so contradicting to the law's 5%? I don't know, before you had knowledge, you ever had a nickname?
Yeah.
What was your nickname?
KK.
Hey?
KK.
Yeah. And before KK, your mother called you something else. So that's three different things you knew in there. The father was known by several. Clarence, Mr. Smith, Lieutenant something, Abdullah, Puddin', and all five of those played a part in his life. They defined certain parts of his life.
This is the first time I heard of Abdullah though. Abdullah
was what he was called in the masjid. Abdullah.
Okay.
And because of that, all these play a part of who he was. KK played a part in who you was at some point. And you can't exempt it. Even your government, you can't exempt it. It played a part in who you was. But guess what we recognize in you?
That's Allah infinite.
Why? Because that's your greatness. The Father, out of all of you will never hear us calling the Father Clarence 13X. But you hear the NOI call him that. Yeah. You heard certain individuals say, oh, I know about I know you don't even know him now. Now I know who you are. Because we would never call him that.
Right.
You say, it's the same thing. I told you what my government name was. But guess what? You won't hear nobody call me that.
Right.
And the one person you might hear might be my sister that's in Marietta. She don't do it out of disrespect. But anybody that know me, in all my years to have not self knew me as, my street name used to be Money. Money played a part in who I was at that time. That's why I kept going in and out of jail, because I had the attribute of Latik, but I was chasing that money. So it played a part in who I was and who I became later on. Right. So it's a part. I still recognize what Allah's 5% played in my life. That's how we got the teachings to Allah's 5%. They carried it, they fought for it, they held it, they taught it. And then they passed it. And they passed it to the nation of gods and earth. Some passed it from Allah's 5% to Allah's 5%, but eventually he came to the nation of gods and earth. And we recognize the truth. And because of that truth recognition, you know what I do? I teach the nation of gods and earth. I teach cultural freedom, power, refinement. Because that's what I was taught. I also know where it came from. The same guy you mentioned earlier, I know where it came from. And saying, but I'm teaching cultural freedom, power, not just because that's what I was given. Inside of us all we have a mechanism that's in tune with the truth. Everybody.
Right.
If Mecca did this.